biggest ups to you. If you are watching this live right now, I want you to say hello. Hello. I'm saying hello to you. I hope you're saying hello back. Happy Wednesday, February the 28th. Happy hump day. Hope you are humping the day and the day is not humping you. That's how you have to approach every single day, especially this midweek. Look, there was some football played. Not by Tottenham Hotspur, unfortunately, as we are out of the FA Cup. But nonetheless, there was some football to watch today, at least. I'm starving. I'm aching like a lover lost at sea. All I can do is write notes and hope that Tottenham will return soon. But big up if you're here, if you're returning. Oh, my, I'm actually showing you my... oh, didn't mean to show you that there in the corner. A little production mishap, but how you doing? How's everybody on this fine day? It actually got cold today in El Paso. I told you yesterday I wasn't going to try and talk about the weather, and so I'm not going to do it today, but it was a little chilly today. I'm not going to lie, it was kind of chilly. But big up to everybody in the chat. Obviously, the question of the day is, do Tottenham fans want Timo Werner permanent? Do you want this man in your life for a long time? Or do you want him to go ahead and depart in the summer back to Schnitzelville? The poll is in the chat right now, so if you haven't voted yet, make sure you do get your votes in there. I see 33 votes. I see 1 like on the video. I don't know if that's true, but what are we doing here? 45% says, I'll choose after the next 10-ish games, surprisingly. And 39% says, hell no, we need better wingers. 12% says, of course, he can be a great asset for us. And a lonely little 3% says, as a rival, I would love Spurs to sign him. You know, I threw that one in there because everyone has been taking the piss out of us for even doing the loan deal, which I actually think was I'm not mad about the loan deal. If y'all remember back whenever we did do the announcement video for Timo Werner, I wasn't really upset about it. I said, but if we sign this guy in the summer, that's going to be a clear indication of just where we see things, and it'd be quite disappointing if I'm gonna be honest. It would be quite disappointing to see 17 mil, yeah, it's not that much, but I think he's on 170,000 a week. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what the wage structure is right now, and I don't really care. It's just a loan. It's only temporary, but if we make it permanent, then it becomes a problem that we have. And if he's the Timo Werner that the Premier League knows, over time he will show that, and then it will just be another person that we're like, we need to get rid of this guy. We need to get rid of this guy. I don't want to be signing up permanently guys that we're trying to move on, guys that we don't see here in another year or two. And honestly, next season, I don't know what our goals necessarily are going to be, whether it's Champions League, Europa or Conference. I don't think it's going to be Conference, but whatever it ends up being, I just don't know that Timo Werner helps us get over the line in either of those situations. But look, we'll talk about it. We will get into it as always, as we always do here. But let me say hello to the chat. Look, actually, I should probably show you the main thing of what we're talking about here. But look, I've seen some polls on X about buying Timo. It's an interesting time to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. Again, I think when we're bored and we don't have matches to play, I think everyone acts a little funny. But look, there's the question. Shout out Cody Mack. He was in the chat yesterday. Says, gun to your head, if you have to decide right now, would you buy Werner for 15 or 16 million pounds? And over 50% right now says yes. As you can see, the check mark there was my vote. That's what I think about that. Yeah, man. So people saying, oh, there can't be fans that want to keep Timo. There you are. There you are. Hope you see that. Let me switch up this. There we go. I just switched up the view, switched up the angle, switch it up. Why not? Let me talk to the chat a little bit before we keep on going here. Well, there's the proof. Hundreds of people have voted. 477 to be exact. What an interesting time to be alive. Big up OTC. First YouTube chat member and YouTube chatter, you get double first place prize tonight, my friend. Says professional performance by Chelsea. Is that what you want to call that? Professional? Sure. That was not professional. They were getting dominated by Leeds. They're lucky that Leeds, bro, they are lucky that Leeds wasn't better. If Daniel James had a shot on him, a shooting boot, a singular boot to shoot with, they would have lost. If Jaden Anthony, who absolutely was crossing up Malo Gusto, a.k.a. French Montana, a.k.a. the French Montana, because I actually don't think that rapper is French. I think he's something else, but that's neither here nor there. Look, my point is, I don't think that was a professional performance. I think they got very, very lucky, and it's making it harder and harder for me to go on rival shows and try and argue for Pochettino in, which, quite frankly, I think he's Agent Poch. I think he will bottle whatever chance of success he has at the club because he's Tottenham through and through. That's just that. He's not going to help Chelsea lift no trophy. He's Agent Saboteur, and I like it. Big up Jeff Man. Seven says, depends on how he does for the remainder of the season. Daniel E, send him back to Leipzig. Don't want proven Premier League flops over 3 years. Timo Werner shows he's not serious. Oh, Timo Werner shows we ain't serious as a football club if we sign this guy permanently. Daniel, I think we kind of feel the same. I would feel like if we do pick this up, while it is not that much of a transfer fee and on that option, I just think, what is this an indicator of? This guy's taking a foreign player slot. I'd rather go get a foreign. Why don't we go get a young Spanish winger by the name of Nico Williams? Fuck that 17 mil. Put it to something better. You know what I'm saying? When you go to buy a couch, you're like, I could afford and I could buy this $200 couch. Or I could throw that $200 to a $1,000 couch and get an even better couch. And it can fucking have probably has a toilet in it and a little mini fridge and shit. You never know what you can find out there. So that's my point. Daniel, we can definitely do better. Honestly, we were here talking yesterday about Philo Jean from Hull and Jonathan Rowe, and there's names like this that we've been throwing around. I'd rather sign one of those young cats than go with a Timo Werner. Personally, I think he can supplement us for till the end of the season, and that's just fine. And I just don't see what the future is, if I'm honest. I don't see what the future is with Timo Werner. I don't see. Maybe I'm lacking to see the vision because clearly hundreds of people think that this is a guy that we should sign. This makes me, my first thought was actually all the trolls that come in here and start saying standards to me. But before I even had that thought, I was like, I never really wanted Timo Werner, if I'm completely honest. So there it is. Timo shows lack of ambition. I do agree with that. The Panda's here. Hello. How you doing, Panda? Spurs GCTV says, yo, Jacob and Chewy. Big up Spurs GCTV. Phil Coys, how are you doing, my friend? Got to get you back on the channel. Let me know when you're out and about and you want to come on. Daniel Calvino says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Daniel. David Calvino, sorry. Can't read tonight. I apologize. Bob Down Under's here. Good morning, Bob Down Under. If it is true that you are down under. Big up to Yanis Rubelis as well in the house. Big up Yanis Rubelis. Craig the Gecko Man is here. Big up Jacob and Chewy. Big up. How are you doing? Fifth Elemento says, no way people would say yes to sign Timo. Fifth Elemento, more than half of 480. There's more votes rolling in. There's still an hour left in this specific one. Over half saying yes, bro. I don't understand it. Big up Nawaf says, smash the like button, people. Subscribe to the channel. We need to get to 4K subscribers. Big up to everyone who did subscribe. Some new subscribers over the day. Shout out to Weird Tottenham TV. They were clipping up some. I'm assuming that's where it came from. Between yesterday and today was some new viewers from Weird Tottenham TV. So if you are new watching this from Weird Tottenham TV, big up. Thanks for following me on over here. Hope you're doing well. Here's some balloons. There you go. Bang. Balloons for everybody here. Liam Hardy, how you doing? Fifth Elemento, my favorite two Spurs host. Oh, I was like, who? It's Chewy. Chewy's here. Of course Chewy's here. Well, yesterday he wasn't here. I don't know why I said of course. He wasn't here yesterday, and y'all requested him, so he made his appearance. But he's here today. Don't worry. Made sure he was here today. Liam Hardy, how are you doing? Davo's here. Hi, Jacob. I heard earlier about the massive fires in Texas. Hope all your friends and families are safe, buddy. Davo, I'll be honest. It's like, that would make sense. Hang on, let me Google. I ain't heard nothing about it. Texas Panhandle. It's crazy because today is super windy and the air was super smoky and it smelled like something was burning. But this says it was in the Panhandle, which is like the top rectangle part of the shape of Texas. I don't know anyone over there, but hopefully everyone's all right. Felipe, how you doing? Jacob, you fraud. Who did you draw in the F? Okay, there you are, Felipe, you bastard. Felipe. This is Felipe.
And the donkey's like, that's the donkey. You're a donkey.
There you are, Felipe. Hope you enjoyed that. Faz Redforce says, big up, Jacob. Hello. Can't wait for our 3-1 win against Palace. Bro, I need a 5-1. I need something nasty. I need something talking to me nicely. You know what I mean? Bob Don Under says, too early for Timo decision. Is it? Premature? Maybe. Fifth Elemento gets a hump in the day. You were right. Ryan Gloria, best friend Chelsea, moves on to next round. Yes, they do, unfortunately. Big up Daniela Zito says, no way. No way, Jose? Or what are you saying? Howdy, Jacob. Hope you and Chewy are doing well from A User. Love the shows as always. In regards to your vote, I would give Werner some time. We have him till the end of the season. Let's not write off just yet. Keeping the door open. I like that, User. I feel like that's a pretty balanced approach. For me, I feel like I kind of made up my mind when we first started the loan. I made up my mind. Hello, my baby. Hello, my wifey. How are y'all doing? My beautiful family. He already woke up. That was a short nap. 2 hours. 2-hour nap? Okay, that was good. All right. Take care. There they go. Love them. But this seems like a pretty balanced approach, A User. I'm not gonna lie. It seems maybe I've made my mind up too soon. When we started the deal, I was like, there's no way we're going to make this permanent, right? There's no way we're going to be. Well, surely, but don't call me Shirley. We could sign somebody of more quality or a higher ceiling. If the idea is, like, I just don't understand what he offers us that someone else in the market can't. It's a very saturated market. We can find fucking wingers everywhere. Just need to chunk up the change. Joannis. We cannot sign Timo permanently. He is so bad, and it'll show the club is not serious. Big up Fifth Elemento, reminding everyone to go ahead and smash that like. I do appreciate that, everybody. Everyone hits that like. Absolutely free. Sorry, I got distracted. Why would we keep Timo if we're already attacking players in that position? If we're already stacking players in that position? This is interesting because I did put in the title as well, Sonny Appreciation. There was some tweets going around that I saw in regards to some stats from him when he was a winger in this Ange Postecoglou system versus the other wingers. To me, y'all have heard me say it a million times. I need to see him at the number 9. I need to see him in the most dangerous position possible. And I think that is as the 9. I hope Ange agrees. Jamie Gitt says, hey, Jacob, Timo is another Richarlison. Works hard. Handful for opponents, but no end product. Sayonara. I feel like that's a pretty well-taken approach as well. I mean, when I watch this guy, it doesn't scream like, oh, he's going to give me something nice. Especially when he's one-on-one or on a breakaway, I just think, bro, please don't fuck this up. Please. Please don't fuck it up. There's some highlights going around of people of I think when Richarlison was one-on-one with the keeper, kicked it at him, it fell to Timo Werner's feet, and he had oodles of space all around him, and he just tried the first time and it hit the first dude in front of him. Yeah, it was not great. Big up David Shear. How you doing? I almost said David Shire. I don't know why. But good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. But lucky we don't have to make decisions until the summer. Give the man some time, Geese. G's or Giza? I don't know what you're saying. Gallagher saves Poch yet again. That blonde-haired bastard, yet again. It's a business, so if we sign Timo, it's because he must have done well. Maybe, Liam. Maybe. Fifth Elemento. If we had gotten him at the start of the season, this poll would be different, since he would have had a better acclimation. What is his acclimation, though? Like, he played in the Premier League. No, bro, you were just here. Don't tell me he needs to get acclimated. What is that? What is that? We need to sign the Georgian Messi. Big up Amir. I think you're talking about Kavicha Kvaratskhelia, or however you say his fucking name. We would buy Timo if we get out more Deadwood. But this is the thing. He takes up a foreign spot. If we're playing in Champions League, this is something we have to greatly pay attention to. Big up Teslam. Timo plays like he's scared. God forbid we sign that. Listen, I don't know what he offers us that we can't get elsewhere. That's just I don't see him as like a standout performer. I see him as a supplemental piece. We don't need more supplemental pieces. We need game changers. We need guys who are not afraid to take their man on. Again, the names that we've been looking at over the past few weeks since the window's closed. We've looked at Jonathan Rowe from Norwich. We've looked at Philo Jean, a.k.a. Billie Jean is not my lover, from Hull. We looked at some other fucker, I can't even remember his name, and then also Antonio Nusa. And apparently we're not even out of the Antonio Nusa race. Apparently the Antonio Nusa shit is still going down. And if you don't believe me, I'm about to show you. Which is, I don't know what's going on there. But apparently Ali Gold says that Tottenham have maintained an interest in Norwegian starlet Antonio Nusa following his failed move to Brentford. And it's interesting, if those medical things are true and we're still interested in him, that doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it's not as bad as some people were making out. But look, let's get back to Timo Werner. Again, I'd rather sign, not saying Nusa, but those names that I mentioned, you can get them for cheaper than the 16 mil and still go buy yourself something that's actually affecting the first team. And to me, I think the business that we have to do has to affect the first team. We keep doing business that's not for the first team, it's for the squad. And there was, I think it was Sean Butler. It wasn't necessarily the meat of his video, but the title of it said that we got to do more than just like build a squad. We have to close the gap between us and that top three. Because if you think about it, at this juncture in the season, we've been dropping points, but guess who hasn't? Arsenal haven't. City haven't. Liverpool haven't. These are the three teams in the title race. If we're ever going to try and get ourselves into a position where we feel like we can challenge for a title, we have to have game changers in our starting 11 and really, really good players behind them. What we have now is some really good players, some average players, some not so good players, and then a bench filled with the aforementioned. And it's just, that's not good enough for anything. Apparently it's almost good enough for top four, which is crazy to me. This squad, some of our performances, I don't really think that we've deserved top four. But if we get it, it'll obviously be a boost. But Timo Werner doesn't like push the fucking, he don't step up the motherfucking, when you're climbing the fucking coconut tree and you're like, oh, I'm going to climb this coconut tree. I see at least 4 or 5, but on top of that bushel, there could be another couple bushels of motherfuckers. But with Timo Werner, we know there's not a couple more bushels on top of that. We just know there's like the 1 or 2 coconuts up there. What the fuck are we going to climb that tree for? Why? That's my point. Maybe I'm too harsh. Maybe I wrote him off too soon. But everything that I've seen him do thus far is average. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. He had a couple, I think there's a Brennan Johnson assist. He has like 2 assists, could have 3. But there's also like 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5, maybe not 6, maybe 4 or 5 chances that he's had really good opportunities and he's done fuck all. But then again, he's not the only player who's done that, so I don't necessarily... we're just in such a weird spot, spending fucking over 15 on Timo. Just sound crazy to me. Maybe I'm being reactionary. Maybe I need to calm it down because y'all are saying that, look, bro, how the fuck is this dude going to call me while I'm live? I'm going to bitch him out. Hang on. Hey. Bro, I am live, and I sent a text in the group that said I was live, and you calling me while I'm live.
You could have just ignored me.
I could have, but I chose to put you on blast live in front of over 75 people.
Well, if you're not tuning in to United Spurs of America, I don't know what you're doing.
There you go. Hit him with the promo, Vestal.
All right, love you, Papa. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. I'll text you after the show.
All right, man.
All right, bye-bye. I like fucking with him. I went to high school with that guy. We've been playing some zombies and stuff on one of the old ass zombie games. Phil P, big up Jacob, full of love and respect to you, my guy. Woo! Hey, big up Phil P. How you doing? A lot of love and respect to you. Hope you and the family are doing well, my friend. Big up, big up. Phil P, what a blessing to see Phil. Phil, I've also been trying to get you back on the show. Let me know when you're around. I know you're a family man, so you're pretty busy, and you're a match going fan, so you're pretty busy. But when you got some time, come on down to United Spurs of America. I'd love to have you back. Kong of the Apes says Timo's job is the same as Maida's at Celtics. Press and cause problems and occasionally score. I think he causes problems. Yeah, I think he's got the pace to press and cause problems. Sure. I could see that. Dry roast peanut, we could do better. We can absolutely do better. Unless she absolutely smashes it the rest of the season, then no chance. So what is the barometer here? What are we saying? Like, how many goals and shit does he have to get? Here's another... Excuse me. Let me drink some water while y'all check this out. So unprofessional. I apologize. But this person here says, if I'm being completely honest, I wouldn't sign Werner. I don't think he's good enough. But that could change, obviously, as there's still plenty of time left in the season. What does everyone else think? Well, in this poll of how many? 478 votes, 56 is saying decline. So there we are. Will you finish 5th in the league? That's honestly my prediction. I think either Villa or United are going to take that forward. There's something sticky going on. I think we'll finish 5th. We might still finish 4th. Who knows? Who knows what? But I have a hard time getting all excited about finishing 4th, if I'm honest. And I think I've shared that candidly here a few times. Like, if no Ryan Gloria, we do have a choice. We don't have to sign him. It's an option, not an obligation. Amunin, I would say, like, that I'm just, as a fan, you can only be happy about getting in the Champions League so many times before you're like, what's the fucking point? We don't have a squad deep enough to play Champions League football. If anything, it's just going to clog up our schedule more and make it harder for us. I understand the money aspect, but don't make my bank account look different. I don't think that it necessarily attracts players. We signed James Maddison with no European football. We signed Mickey Van de Ven with no European football. We signed Udogie, and then we loaned him. So I guess technically that one wouldn't work. We signed Vicario without European football. These are some great names that I don't want to change from the starting 11 that we've gotten without a European football to attract them. So again, my thought here is, like, what is the point of finishing 4th if we're going to play in a competition? I mean, I guess in a perfect world, what I would like to see happen, obviously we get 4th, we win the damn Champions League, but that's just not realistic. So if I had to put like some kind of realistic encapsulating of what could be, all right, we get Champions League, I guess. Then we drop out and then go into the Europa and maybe challenge for it then. So that way we get the European money, we get the Champions League money, plus we get to play in a competition we could actually try for, and we could have a chance at winning. I feel like that's more where we're going to be at the end of the summer, as a Europa level squad, in my opinion. We'll find out, though. So that's why I've always said I don't know if I want to finish 4th. Like, I'm going to be happy that the team's, like, happy and shit, but I'm not going to be like, woohoo, we fucking did it, y'all. Fuck you, United. We did it. Because there's only so many seasons I can be like, we did it, you know. Last time was Conte, and I remember being extremely happy about that. And it's just like, for what? Is how I kind of look back at it. What was I so fucking happy about? We got Perisic on a free. Fraser Forster. Basuma, which is Could still be a cheeky little deal. It looked like it was going to be fucking cheeky the first part of the season, but Jet spins. Like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find where it's like such a good deal for us to finish the top 4. I know I kind of digressed away from the point of what we were talking about, which was Timo Werner, but here we are. Let me see if I can figure out where we're at in the chat. I'm super far behind in the chat. 78 votes in the poll. If you're a Tottenham fan, are you signing Timo Werner permanently? 44% saying hell no. We need better wingers. How many likes we got on the video? 43. So half the people who voted didn't even like the dang video. Y'all must be Timo Werner's family or something. Y'all didn't like what I said. I don't know what I said. Stefan, someone gave me a membership. Thanks, whoever it was. I don't know who it was. Probably Chang, probably David Shear, maybe Bob Down Under. The few people have been gifting out memberships. Absolutely sponsoring the channel like some fucking, like some OGs. Like some motherfucking dogs. Because they like, oh shit, that shit means something to me, man.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
Hey, it means something to me too, so I appreciate everyone who gifts out those memberships. Big up, Paul. How are you doing? Hello, Rob Frank. Hello, Rob Frank. Talking Beers here. Does he improve our starting 11? No, I don't think so either. Big up, Joshua. Drummond says gift Orban. He's in France, I believe there is. Hola. David and Jacob. Can we have 2 more minutes of music before the start, as I was enjoying jamming guitar to that? Sanchez, I do have about 4 minutes of that. Are you talking about the intro song or the countdown song? Because I have the countdown song. I have about 4 minutes of that. Phil Coy's Rooney, Bardigi, and Nusa links are heating up again. I did have a Rooney Bardigi thing as well, which again, better than I would rather we do this than we get what's his name, Timo. But here it is. You're right, Phil. Tottenham and their scouts are one of the clubs continuing to follow the progress of Rooney Bardigi. He currently has no intention of signing a new contract with Copenhagen, which expires in December of 2025. I forgot to turn the fan on in here, and it's actually, I need some air moving. Can you turn on the fan for me, please, my love? Never see. We'll see if we'll see how my wife finds that message. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. She's like 8 months pregnant, and I don't know why I'm asking her for favors. But there we are. Mr. Happy. There's a snake in my boots. How you doing, Mr. Happy? Lee Smithy Smith. Big up to Lee Smithy Smith every single time. Says big up, Jacob, my bro. Big up. How are you doing, Lee? Always good to see you in the house. Nico Williams from PSV apparently wants to come to... Nico Williams is at Atletico Bilbao. It's Johan Bakayoko that plays for PSV. And I'll take either one of them. I'll be straight up honest with you. I love both of those style of wingers because we definitely lack that in this starting 11. So big up Liam Hardy, Nico Williams, Johan Bakayoko. We've talked about Bakayoko here on the channel for over a year. Well, of course we'll take a Bakayoko. Did you see Bergvall's wonder goal and assist the other day? I did. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. She did. She turned up the fan. Oh, my sweet love. How is that for some loving? I appreciate that. But big up everybody wherever you are tuned in. There's over 80 people, no, 90 people across all 3 platforms, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or on Twitter. Hello from El Paso, Texas. Hope you're doing well. I don't know why I started talking about Rooney Bardigi, but yeah, I did see Bergvall's goal. I did see all that, and then I saw the fans calling him Messi, Swedish Messi. Whatever you want, that's what they've been calling him. Everyone's been calling him something. And speaking of calling him something, I've got a super chat. Someone talking to me nicely. Panda Ball, how you doing? Play Sonny at the 9. Let Werner dribble on the left for beer. I don't know what the last part there you meant, Panda. Maybe it was I think you misspelled something. And big up George, gifting a membership. Look at that. We already got 2 sponsors rolling in for tonight's show. How are you doing? Panda Ball, YouTube tells me that is your 3rd super on a live stream. Big up Panda Ball. for sponsoring tonight's show. And big up George as well, gifting that membership to the channel. Derek Smith, Plymouth Argyle and Tottenham Hotspur supporter. What a guy. He's always here. He's a regular. Can't be upset when a regular gets gifted a membership. That's pretty sweet. Big up to Derek Smith getting gifted dubs in the chat for George and dubs in the chat for Panda Ball. I agree with you, Panda. Play Sonny at the 9. You have to. He is our best finisher. You have to, in my opinion. I'll probably be wrong on Saturday, but we'll find out. Speaking of Saturday, we'll be doing a watch along. So if you have fun at they're kind of madness. I'm not gonna lie. The watch alongs here on United Spurs of America, they're a little bit of a madness. I can't control myself all the time. I can't control the things I say. So if you're easily offended, if you scare easy, and you don't like screaming, then maybe don't watch. Maybe stick to like one of those better channels that doing watch alongs. But here on United Spurs of America, I will be screaming depending what happens. Oh, my Mac is saying plug in the charger. 1 second. Got it right here. Bang, bang, caboodle. There it is. But big up Panda Ball and George sponsoring tonight's episode. I do appreciate both of y'all doing that. Stefan says, spot on, Jacob. Most of our summer signings were upgrades on the first 11. We need to replicate that in the summer, and I want business done early. Yeah, and I'm not hearing this whole Champions League's going to make us sign better players, bro. Newcastle had Champions League. Bayern have Champions League. Barcelona have Champions League. Talk to me nicely. Foxy. Jacob, hope all is well, my guy. Big up Foxy. I am absolutely too blessed to be stressed. I hope you are as well. Here's some fireworks for the sponsors and for you, Foxy. There you go. Hope you're well as well, my friend. I ain't risking it for 2 coconuts. You damn right. Oh, I'm way far behind in the chat. Y'all are blowing up the chat. Y'all killing it right now in the chat. Talking to me nicely, hopefully. I haven't gone through the entire chat, so I don't know if y'all are just yet. But hello, Mexico Mars. I can look out my window and see Mexico right now. I love that. Big up Liam Hardy. Cursor's in the house. Big up Cursor. How are you doing? How are you doing? Pandaball says, I got a bunch of coconuts, DD. They're standing in a row. Big ones, small ones. Timo. I've got a lovely batch of coconuts. Doodly-doo. That's the song, right? There's Lion King? No, it's not Lion King. What is that off of? I've got a lovely batch of coconuts. Doodly-doo. There they are, standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, even somethings. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Hey, big up a user. The £2 dono becoming a sponsor of the channel tonight. How you doing? Love to see Kulu on the left, Sonny in the center, and Werner on the right. I like this. Anytime I see Kulusevski drifting off to the left when he played centrally and like more in the mid, I always loved him going on the left. There's something about a left footer on the left side of the pitch that I enjoy. It makes me feel better about the possibility of a beautifully crossed, whipped-in ball. Another argument I've been hearing is Brennan Johnson on the left because he had some success there. Largely, I thought that there would be more when we put him onto the right, and it turns out that no, that's not the case. Apparently, but we'll find out. Man, I just can't wait for fucking Saturday, y'all. I'm so upset. Like, it's just I've been waiting. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I've been waiting, not for a girl like you, but for Tottenham. You know, I've been waiting for it. Love you, Papa. Oh yes. Invite Lee Gunner. I don't have his contact information, so I can't. Jacob finished high school. Yes, I did. I did finish high school. Big up Danny Kiriakou. How are you doing? If that's the moderator, Danny Kiriakou, that's the real deal there. Big up Danny Kiriakou every single time. How are you doing? Mahaley. Mahey, how you doing? 2020 Zinedine Zidane has reportedly held a conversation on the phone with Red Bull Salzburg Dominic Szoboszlai over a potential move to Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane in 2020? What is this? What is this? Why did I read that? But big up Maholi. Oh, and I can hear my son screaming. My wife didn't close the door. That's okay. I've got a lovely batch of coconuts. Joshua says he's shit. And, I mean, maybe not the big poo-poo. Maybe just like steady stool. Hey, user, doubling up on the super chats tonight, talking to me very, very nicely. How are you doing? Says here, by the way, lonely coconut up there may hold extra water. Now, a user, are you telling me that Timo Werner got a little extra juice in the coconut? Is that what you're telling me? Because honestly, I'll be real with you. I don't know. Some tells me that coconut been leaking. But what do I know? I ain't a coconut expert. But big up a user, doubling up, sponsoring the channel tonight, my friend. Going above and beyond the Call of Booty. And if you're a regular here, you know the Call of Booty is very, very simple. There's 3 simple things that really easy to do, cost you $0, and it helps the channel immensely. And if you're watching on playback, there's 4 things you can do. All right. So 1 is you can like. 2 is you can subscribe. 3 is you can share. It's all the cliche bullshit you hear on YouTube every single day, but it really does help. Whatever content creator you're hearing say that, they're saying it for a reason, because it really, really does help the channel. And it's free. It costs you nothing to help the channel in that way. But big up to a user and all my super chatters and gifting members and member chats. Even if you use membership chats, all that good business. I will shout you out at the end of every show. Try to make sure I show respect to my sponsors, because fuck it, I ain't getting sponsored by Manscaped and Dude Wipes and whatever the fuck else sponsor. I ain't getting those sponsorships. Frankly, I'm not even reaching out to those brands, which is probably shitty on me. But what I'm not going to give you is, here's a product placement from Jacob Walraven, says, go ahead and get yourself a little bit of Beats headphones. Beats sponsored by blah, blah, blah. I mean, as great as that would be, they'd have to pay me a good amount of money to be a fucking saying shit that I don't feel and want to say. But there we are. So a user, big up, sponsoring the channel tonight. Hey, Panda Ball. Also, going above and beyond the Call of Booty, gifting 5 United Spurs of America memberships. He gifted 10 yesterday. This is 15 memberships in 2 days. So big up. Dubs in the chat for Panda Ball. Philly and NYC, Roy, Bald Bean Counter, Minchi, and Swim Master. A couple of y'all, welcome back to the family. Actually, I think every single one of you have been a member before when you've been gifted. And then, yes, yet again, you have been gifted yet again. So go ahead and hit dubs in the chat for Panda Ball. I do appreciate that, my friend. Everyone getting gifted. This is some Oprah Winfrey shit going on here. Everybody getting gifted. Oh. Y'all making me drink the water with how much gifts going around here. Bob Down Under with the Australian dono. Sign or not, would get a big kick if Timo scores in a win over Chelsea. Yo, Bob, that would be sick. I would love it. You know what? It might. Bro, imagine he gets a brace or like a hat trick of goal contributions and we end up winning versus Chelsea. That would be fantastic. And you imagine that this has got to be a guy with a chip on his shoulder the next time he plays Chelsea, right? Because this is everyone there wrote him off. They all said, you doo-doo. They said, we don't want you around here. So you know what? It would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic if I think I would get more than a big kick. I'll be honest. But big up Bob Down Under. I appreciate you sponsoring the channel tonight. And George doubling up on his gifted membership. Gifting another one. That's 2 tonight, George. Good to see you back, my friend. Rob Frank dubs in the chat from George for you. Gifting that membership. I appreciate that. Look, y'all sponsoring the channel. It helps me say whatever the hell I want to say because I don't have to worry about the damn advertisers on YouTube. Because they don't like when you say fuck. They don't like when you say fuck off and you flip off the birds and you say the C word. They don't like all that. But you know what? I like to quote my man 50 Cent in this regard. I am who I am. You can like it or love it. And I say that to every single YouTube ad that want to sponsor on my channel. Like it or love it. Here you are. Just like Danny says, Jacob, I don't want to hear any excuses from any fans if we don't beat Palace. 2 weeks of training, no games. These players should be rejuvenated for the rest of the season. What's your thoughts? Danny. Oh, Danny boy. Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. You know, when you come on screen and you start spitting facts, I love it. And when you give me a comment like this, I absolutely love it as well. Because, Danny, I don't want to hear any fucking excuses from fans if we don't beat Palace. Palace did play last week, and I don't want to hear, oh, it's 2 weeks off, we're rusty. No, it's 2 weeks of fucking training. It's 2 weeks of being with your compadres. It's 2 weeks of being with Ange Postecoglou. If we don't look better, I don't just want to win, Danny. I need a statement win versus Palace. Palace, last week, when they played Burnley, which, come on, y'all. All due respect, it's fucking Burnley. They played Burnley, these absolute toaster strudel merchants. Not Burnley, I'm talking about fucking Crystal Palace. They like to, when you go to Selhurst Park, they like to sit back and be like, oh, we're going to be so good. And we beat them with 2 goals, 1 shot on target, you absolute bums. But Burnley have 13 points this season, mind you. And this is who they played last week. And I believe they struggled with them. And they had 1 shot on target versus 10 men, I think it was. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up. Y'all can look with me. Here we go. Talk to me nicely. Well, when was the red card? So in the 35th minute, Burnley get a red card, and they score 33 minutes later. Which, shout out Chris Richards, former FC Dallas product, Dallasite, my guy, Chris Richards. I would love for us to sign a Chris Richards, honestly. Chris Richards and Dragusin as our 2 backup center backs. That'd be fucking, that'd be nice, baby. That'd be nice. But he got his first Premier League goal. And then 3 minutes later, they got another goal. And then they got a penalty. So it looks like a dominant win. But it really wasn't. Let's see. The guy got sent off. They had 1 shot on target in the first half. So they look better in the second half. I didn't watch this game. There's a bunch of games going on. And Peacock actually has this thing where it's like goal rush. So they show you a game, and then when there's a goal, they cut to the other one. So they were going back and forth to this. And honestly, I thought they looked like butt cheeks. Anytime they show them. Yeah, I like Jefferson Lerma. Jordan Ayew scoring a lot of goals. Mateta, fuck them. But apparently Gahey, I mean, they're missing all their best players. So I don't give a damn who they start. I don't give a fuck. So, Danny, I agree with you. If we don't just need to beat them, Danny, we need to stomp on them and absolutely dominate them, in my opinion. I need a fucking statement win. I absolutely need it because this whole, like, why was Son so bad versus Wolves thing, I need it to go away. I need a hat trick, Sonny. I need Son banging and screaming goals, personally. I just got a text from one of my favorite people. Let's see. He might join. We might have a guest. Breaking news. We might have a fucking guest. But Danny, we're going to be... There's no excuse for Palace. Absolutely zero. So, and there's 0 excuses for Fulham. As far as I'm concerned, there's 0 excuses to going away to Aston Villa. Because Villa, when we play them as well, and we go to Villa Park, they have Conference League. I almost said Champions League. They have Conference League game before us and after us, midweek. So we are sandwiched in Aston Villa's schedule in between their Champions nights. And if they win that, they get Europa, I believe it is. And so I was on Weird Tottenham TV, and I threw out this, was like, do you think they're going to want to play us harder or Ajax harder in their first round of the 2 legs? There's 2 legs versus Ajax, and I would presume their first game versus Ajax, they're not going to go balls to the wall because then they have us a couple days later. And I would think Unai and Aston Villa would value more winning Champions League and getting that sweet, sweet Champions League nectar to drop into their mouth. But they brought up Unai Emery historically has never cared. He's always pushed more in the European competitions than he does in the title charges or the placement of the tables. He values that more. That's what Ben and Sim, shout out Ben and Sim from We Are Tottenham TV. That's what they were telling me. And so I hear that argument, but I say, I say, indeed do I say, we do have a guest, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. We've got a guest, and I'm so excited. We've got a guest, and his name is Kuva.
Evening,
My
Jacob.
guy. Welcome back. Like the fucking good pair of running shoes you ain't worn in a while. So good to have you back. Not on my feet, but
running shoes. Running is a little bit a few decades ago for me, mate.
I was gonna say a sofa, but I didn't want you to think that you were some like sat on used up sofa. I thought that would sound worse.
That's fine. I'm comfortable with that. I'm a sort of sat in the sofa with a cup of tea and some biscuits type guy nowadays.
Well, Kuva, first off, how are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm just generally tired. It's all this lingering effects of the whole moving house business and all the stuff you got to do when you finally arrive, and you're setting up rooms, you're decorating, you're moving things around, you're planning things, building new furniture, and so all that crap. And it's just like, when does it end? I just want to like be able to just chill.
Yeah.
So oh well, but I mean, luckily you can chill with Spurs, can't you?
You had 2 weeks to chill. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? Danny Kiriakou had a great comment, and that's going to be my first question to you, even though it has nothing to do with what the subject matter of this show was destined for. But I love that ambiguity in the improvisational. Is that a word? Improvisational matters. The improving that happens on this fucking show, I love. So I'm going to ask you, is a win enough for you versus Crystal Palace, even if it is one of those booty clinchers going down to the wire? You don't know if we're going to concede or you don't know if we're going to lose and we just end up winning it. Do you mind if it's like that? For me, I need to see us dominate Crystal Palace. We've had 2 weeks off, 2 weeks to think about our bad mistakes, our bad playing, and we should have Destiny Udogie back. That's at least what it looks like. And we could possibly also have Pedro Porro back. So we have potentially one or two of our fullbacks, ideal fullbacks in the lineup with the rest of the starting 11. Should we go out there and dominate, or is a win just enough?
Nah, you've got to go out and play in style. I think what's been so frustrating with us in the last few months is we're just not playing very good football at all. It's just disjointed. We can see the performances drop massively when we get a few key players missing. And now they come back, the likes of Maddison, and even with Sonny, that just weren't performing. We've been playing badly. I think first and foremost, let's get back to playing the sort of football where we are creating chances at galore. And, you know, if the other team, you know, the goalkeeper has a blinder and they win because he's played an out of this world game, fair enough. But I can't stand it when we're playing this poorly, hoping to hold on for a 1-0 win or something like that. It's just not enough. We've got to be improving with players coming back now. Maddison in particular, I think, you know, that 2 week break. I'm hoping what they've done is gone out and just played nothing but five-a-side football for the 2 weeks. You know, get the passing going, get the movement going between players, get a bit of pace back into the game. You know, so just shake off those cobwebs, get rid of those rusty performances. Let's just do what we're supposed to be doing, and that's just, you know, get the passing game going. That's what Spurs always used to be. But
Kuva, real quick, this guy hasn't been in the chat the entire evening, but as soon as you showed up, Harry Spence shows up. You know, the guy he loves you. He says, you know, hype, happy clapper. And I think this is actually, you can't spell, first of all. He's in all caps. He can't spell. And Kuva most certainly hypes me up. So you're factually incorrect.
Yeah,
every time I see Kuva,
plenty of happy clapping. Get it right.
Get it right, you fraud. What a guy. Coming in here, make sure you do hit the like. Kuva, the biggest YWC.
No, Danny is definitely the biggest YWC.
You told me what it was, and now I'm forgetting what you said. You told me what it was after the show.
I can't say it on air.
You could say it. Just say it.
I can't.
Say it. Just say it.
I can type it. Hang on.
All right. I forgot what it was. It was something I was like, oh, okay, I can see why you didn't want to say that. I remember being like, I could see why you didn't feel comfortable saying that online. A few people here in the chat saying we need a dominant win. Can't remember the last one. Maybe Newcastle. Oh, that's right. Yep, I remember now, Kuva. I remember now. Thank you. That's great. I would like to think we're all YWCs at the end of the day. You know, everyone who's a Tottenham fan, especially. Because it's what sets us apart from the others. Big up a user coming in here with another super chat. Says, give each player a can of Red Bull before the game. You know, Red Bull, it can give you wings. That's at least their slogan. Kuva, let me ask you, my friend. No, actually, I don't think Red Bull's good. I think it's bad for your heart, if I'm honest. I think it's bad for your heart. So I'm going to say don't do it. But, hey, user, appreciate you being a sponsor of tonight's show. Real quick, just so I don't forget about it, because I do forget about some of y'all's questions. But if you are a YouTube chat member, I do try to at least star your questions and hopefully get to them. Mr. Happy says, what are your top 3 favorite sports, Jacob? Do you like NASCAR? No, I don't like NASCAR. I couldn't give a fuck about a bunch of people in cars driving in circles. People do that every day in every metroplex across the world, and it's constantly beep, 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 honk, honk, wham, wham, flip you. Fuck. Yesterday, I was coming back from the show. I got stuck in a school zone, and I was in my car screaming, fuck these kids, get out my way. So, to me, that's what NASCAR is. Maybe not the screaming at kids part, but I just don't get it. I don't understand the hype. My top 3 favorite sports, I would say, is obviously football, soccer, you know, and NBA. That's about it. It's really about it.
Funnily
I like the Olympics. I like watching the Olympics.
Those 2 sports, you can support a Spurs in both of them, can't you?
That is true, but fuck San Antonio Spurs. I fucking hate them. It's Dallas Mavericks all the way. They can get fucked. They think that they have the best coach, Greg Popovich. They think he's the best coach of all time. Phil Jackson is actually the GOAT. So there you are. Big up Danny Kiriakou.
I'll come on to that one quickly as well. 3 favorite sports, obviously football. I love ice hockey.
Yeah. I love the fighting. They still fight too.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It's
hard to watch on TV because that little fucking puck is hard. I don't know how the cameraman do it. I used to do camera, but I did it for like American football. I did it for soccer, and I did it for basketball. I never done NHL or any hockey, amateur level, nothing. And honestly, I don't know how the fuck they keep track of that little tiny puck. That thing goes so fast. It goes here, there. It's hard for me as a viewer, but if I'm there, like live sports, hockey is up there in my top 3 for sure. Because there's nothing better than when you're the home team and your guy is fucking fisticuffs with another guy, just punching him in the mouth. That's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Tennis is I have respect for tennis. I can't say I watch it. It's a lot of.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
I don't really like that.
See, I used to watch the women's tennis for, you know, just I don't know, something about it maybe, but I haven't enjoyed that for a long time as well. Yeah, it was something to do with the clothing, probably. Let's face it. That's what it was all about. I don't like it. If it's not a physical contact sport, I don't have a lot of time for it. I don't like any motor.
I just have respect for it because I tried to play it a couple times. Like, never gonna do this.
Oh, hell
either
yeah.
My ankle's gonna go out, my knee's gonna go out, or both. It's too hard physically. I'm too big for it. I'm too big of a boy for tennis.
I used to be able to hit a tennis ball incredibly hard, but I didn't know where it was going to go, and neither did anybody else.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you only have like 3 to 5 tennis balls, it's a very short game you're going to play with me.
It's fun to come out there really angry and just smash it as hard as you can.
Yeah. I remember I was in this Big Brothers Big Sisters program here in America. It's like where like a kid's kind of like either lost their father, or they don't have like a big brother, they don't have any siblings or anything. It's like a program you can sign up for. And my mom had done it, and she passed away, so I was like, I'll do it. And the kid, he liked tennis and American football. And I went to play tennis. This little fucking, he was like 11 years old, kicked my ass at tennis. I was like, I'm never playing this again. Well, don't ever invite me for tennis, because children are very good. So I have respect for tennis, but I don't watch it personally.
Last time I played, 3 of my friends invited me so we could play doubles. and I went to serve, and I just said, "Look, don't stand near the net while I'm serving. It's just not safe." And he goes, "No, go on, just get it right, just do it." And I told him, "Don't do it, just move away." And he wouldn't do it. So I served as hard as I could, hit him in the kidney with the ball, and that was the last time I was ever invited.
Yeah. Well, hey, you warned him. You did warn him.
Exactly.
Big up George came in here with a super chat and says Kuva's takes on Spurs are some of the best. So Kuva,
Thanks, mate.
the real $1 million question I have for you.
No, Werner isn't good enough.
Oh, that you knew what I was gonna do. Are you picking up to what does it? So you're already saying no.
No, he's crap, isn't he? He's a has-been. He was good 4 years ago. That's why Chelsea signed him.
Yeah.
He's done nothing since. The fact is, they're trying to offload him on the cheap at the end of the season for good reason. He's knocked out of his current team by a youngster because he's not good enough. What have we seen with him so far, I suppose? Yeah, he can run fast. Whoopie-do. I mean, we've had
He had a couple
fast.
sizzlers across the box. There was one highlight I remember. He picked up the ball, he ran, and then he crossed it, and Brendan Johnson scored a goal.
Yeah, occasionally things can happen, can't they? I mean, people win the lottery. I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a winger and you can't even guarantee that the ball's not going to be hitting the floodlights when you cross, I would say you're a pretty bad player, to be honest. I think this is the trouble. I mean, I got so optimistic beginning of this season with the summer transfer window, at Big Ange coming in. I thought, that's it, change of direction. We're going to actually start doing things. If we end up signing Timo Werner on a permanent deal, all of this is for nothing. It just means we're doing the same as we're always doing. We're signing bench warmers and average players to pad out a squad. We're never going to improve. If he goes up, it'll be like the acid test, if you like, for where we're going in the future. I don't think Brennan Johnson's been a good signing, but perhaps he can come good. Can't see it myself. That's not really his fault, is it? Richarlison, we get on a purple patch, and now it's all of a sudden, oh yeah, we should definitely keep him. No, he's not good enough. He wasn't good enough before. He scored a few goals. It doesn't mean he's a great player. Surely we've got to elevate the quality of player in the squad. Signing Timo Werner, that's just nothing. We can just get some academy players in and do the same job he does. He runs fast, and that's it.
Yeah, I more or less was saying the same things before you joined the show, which was like all the things he does well, we can find in somebody else. There's nothing that he does that is like, you can't find that in the market this summer. Like, to me, there's a whole bunch of wingers you can find out there in La Liga, Eredivisie, and apparently Belgium. This Antonio Nusa rumor won't go away. Cursor here, who's a Chelsea.
If you want to mess up things, get a bad player in. If you want to mess up things really quickly, get Timo Werner.
Is there? Let me ask you this. Before I read this comment from Cursor, what is there something Timo could do between now and the summer to convince you that yes, we should actually sign him? Because I'm in the ballpark of no. I was in the ballpark of no when we initially did the deal, because to me it's just not a good enough of a deal. But is there something like if he gets, say, 3 hat tricks before the season ends, I might say, oh, hang on now. Hang on. And if they're against City, Liverpool, and Arsenal, hat tricks against all 3, I'm fucking buying a Timo Werner shirt, bro.
I'll be surprised if he gets 3 shots on target by the end of the season. I mean, no, there's just, he's not going to do it. You're asking,
but is there? I'm trying to think, like, what would it take for me to be like,
he would have to travel through time and get himself from 4 years ago. That's the only thing that's going to work. He's done. His goose is cooked. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. This will just be, like I said, it's a desperation sign, and we're hoping for something good out of something that's already been spent. You don't go to the box of fireworks and hope to get a really great time when somebody's already used them all.
Fair enough. Real quick, before I go to that comment from Cursor, Danny Kiriako hit a super chat. Says, had to give a super chat. Kuva spitting facts. Timo Werner's new name is Turno Wiener. Pronounced Wiener. He said...
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Danny. Yeah,
he said wiener.
See, this is the sort of thing. Scott M always gets so much heat in the chat from, his really harsh views.
Hey, big up Scott M, longtime member of the YouTube and
this
Patreon.
Is the kind of thing where he's right. This is not the kind of player we should be signing if we're going to be doing anything. So, I mean, you have got to have that sort of greater ambition just in the quality of player you're bringing in. I think when we're signing players like Van der Ven, Maddison, yeah, they're good signings. That really does elevate the quality in the squad. They're straight into the first team, make significant impact on it. Timo Werner, no.
Denny clarified the nickname was Turbo Wiener. It was, instead of Timo Werner, it's Turbo Wiener. And I like it. I like it, Danny Kiriakou. Honestly, I might use that during the watch along this weekend.
Wieners have got used, though, haven't they?
Well, he's got pace. That's a wiener there.
Fair enough.
I guess I don't know if that's the best way of putting it, but you know what? I'll take that. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying the door's completely closed. It's just the fucking little thing that goes in and out of the hole in the door hasn't like clicked. So it's just like there. You just push the door a little bit more and it's closed. And I think naturally when the season ends, that's going to happen. But that's what I'm saying, bro. He gets a hat trick of goal contributions versus when we have that fucking stretch, Kuva, of hell, the road of darkness, I'm calling it. When we have that little stretch of games, if he can contribute 3 goals in each of the 3 hardest matches, I'm fucking in. I'm buying a Timo Werner 16 shirt before we even pick up the option. Well, I'm saying get him in now.
I suppose if that happens, then, why not double it up with Emerson Royale getting the Ballon d'Or as well? all I'm saying, Jacob, is I think sometimes, mate, you may get carried away with some of the players. I'm going to disrespect you a little bit here, but it's in a fun way. You'll know
okay.
Why. Just imagine we get some of your favourites in the team at the same time. We could be looking at a lineup with to go with Timo Werner. I'm not saying he's your favourite. We could have Adama, Traore, and Emerson Royale all in the same side. Just imagine that.
Adama Traore had the game-winning assist. Adama Traore had the game-winning assist for Fulham versus Manchester United. He just came back from injury, and what's the first thing he does? What does he do versus us last year? Adama Traore is a game changer. I stand by it. I will support him forever. We should have signed him years ago.
Okay.
He came on the pitch, Kuva. Did you watch Fulham versus United?
What, so he successfully got onto the pitch? I suppose, yeah, that's pretty good.
He got on the pitch, he picked up the ball in his own half, and he said, on a motherfucker. Then he went around another motherfucker. And then he went through some motherfuckers. And then he laid the ball off, game-winning assist. And what's his name? The guy who scored the goal had millions of chances all throughout the first half, second half. And guess what? All he needed was that Adama Traore pass to his feet in order to come alive, to get the game-winning goal, to show Ten Hag, you won't win 10 in a row. So to me, Adama Traore, game changer, sign him up. You should have had him years ago. I still stand by. We were supposed to get him instead of fucking Brian Hill. And what has Brian Hill done? I guarantee Adama Traore would have done more for us than Brian Hill's ever done.
I will give you that. Out of those 2 players, I'll take Traore. At least he can stand up.
And he can run past you and through you, around you. Fuck you. That's Adama. I love...
You know what,
bro?
You know what, mate? I was thinking when I came on, shall I do something this week to really trigger Jacob? Yeah.
All you gotta do is bring up Adama after he gets a game-winning assist. Talk to me nicely every single time. I know everyone's probably in the chat like, what the fuck is he talking about, Adama? He's crazy, 0 ball knowledge. I get trolled for it all the time. I don't give a damn. Because, Kuva, if I could play you a clip, this is... Anyone bad-mouthing Adama Traore... This is how I feel about it.
Funky dog head, bitch. How dare you try to tarnish my motherfucking homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get you.
Yeah, before we come get you. I like that little last part. Shout out Snoop Dogg for that. He's talking about Adama Traore. I love me some Adama. All right? Game-winning assist. When have any of our wingers just picked the ball up in our half and dribbled through everybody and laid it off gently to a man who couldn't hit the barn side of a fucking broad door, whatever the fuck that saying is. Adama Traore is him. He's always been him. Anyone doubting him clearly just doesn't see the vision.
I remember Sonny dribbling through everybody, and then he finishes it as well because he's a good player.
Sonny does do that, yeah. Sonny does do that. He actually won a Puskas for that. So
quite.
They don't give out Puskas for an assist like that, but he did do something very similar. Again, I know everyone's probably like, what the fuck? New people who haven't heard me rant about... I haven't ranted about Adama since he scored the game-winning goal against us last year. And the last time I ranted about him before that was when we were signing Brian Hill, and I was pissed. Because I was like, why are we signing this little fucking beetle when we could go get the man, the myth, the legend that is Adama Traore?
Here's the sad part, is I'm criticising him and making fun of him, let's be fair. But... is he worse than some of the ones we've already got? And I'd probably have to say no. Is he worse? Is he worse than Brennan Johnson? Is he worse than Brian Hill? I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess that might be a lateral move at this point. I still think he's better than Brian Hill.
Empty. Well, like I said, a Rizzler paper, cigarette paper is probably a better move than Brian Hill. It's got more chance of staying upright.
Real quick, I want to say big shout out to over the 100 people here across all three platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever you're watching on. Big up yourself right now. I want to make sure I give some shout outs to the super chatters. Y'all will get shouted out at the end of the show, but there's some fucking fireworks to hold you over till then. But big up Danny, appreciate that super chat. Panda Ball in here with yet another form of sponsoring the show tonight. Says Timo should play left mid in a 2-striker system and go eat some currywurst. I kind of like that last part. I could go for some currywurst right now. It sounds pretty good. But big up Panda Ball for yet another donation, my friend. I appreciate that. Do you think Timo Werner could play a different role than what we've used him? I knew your answer, and that's why I hesitantly asked. I kind of knew.
You can utilise pace, you can utilise power, but at the end of the day, if you're just not a good footballer, you're not going to change that. Doesn't matter what system or position you play. You can't disguise that fact. That's the problem with Emerson Royale. When he's having a good game, he's athletic, he can get stuck in, he's brave, he'll try and do his best. I believe all of that. Good attributes, good things to have for a footballer, but he's just not a good player. And that really does show at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I mean, the one glaring thing for me at the moment is getting back to Timo Werner. We currently got him on the left wing. Playing left wing when he does. Wasn't that long ago we were looking at a certain Diaz that went to Liverpool. What a difference in player that is. That's the kind of cataclysmic sort of difference in signings that we can
what's funny is there are actually a lot of Liverpool fans, and I'm looking at Hassam here, but he's not the only one. They're fucking fed up with Diaz. They think he's fake Joga Bonito. He's Joga with no Bonito is what they say. But honestly, I thought he was one of their best players when they beat Chelsea. To me, I've always, when healthy, Liverpool have like one of the best attacking fronts. So they're, I think, spoiled with riches, whereas we're dying and screaming out. Even Darwin Núñez as a left winger or a striker for us, I think, upgrades us. Luis Diaz, I would absolutely agree, upgrades us if he was to come into this team. And no doubt about the fact that he is a step above any of the wingers that we have. So regardless of Liverpool's feelings about it, I agree with you, Kuva. I would absolutely take Luis Diaz. And it's unfortunate we missed out on him, and we got Kulusevski, which is not at all the same fucking profile player. I don't understand who in the recruitment department was like, you know what, here's plan A. And if plan A falls through, I got a completely different fucking plan, and it's called plan B. And it's completely fucking different.
Kulusevski's such a weird one at the moment because he's clearly not an out-and-out winger. He's not really a number 10 either, but he kind of has this role of collecting the ball and moving up the pitch with it without losing it very often, unless he's on a stinker. I mean, sometimes he has a stinker and loses it all the time, but he's kind of got that attribute. I mean, how useful is that to us? It does seem to make a difference. because when we have Brennan Johnson there, we get ripped to shreds down our right flank. It's a difficult one. How do you, I think if you're going to keep on with Kulusevski, you've got to have other players in that score bucket loads of goals between them. And really, our only really consistent goal scorer is Sonny. You can say, fair play to Richarlison knocking in, what was it, 9 and 9 or something like that at one point. But if you look at his entire time with us, it's not been good. Sonny has always been there for us. That's why he gets on the team sheet, even when he hasn't had a good game the week before. Yet Sonny, he has proved himself. He's got quality. We've got very little of it in our forward line otherwise. And not just the forward line, but attacking midfielders as well. I think, for me, being harsh, I think Maddison and Son are the only ones I'll keep out of any attack-minded player we got, unless you count Porro. The rest of them, nah. I mean, Udogie, I don't really count as an attack-minded player. Well, you can, I suppose. He's worth it. But so many of them are just... It seems like we've been talking about getting rid of deadwood, and now we're filling it up with the next lot of deadwood. It's not good. But I'm going to stay confident. Well, confident. I'm going to say optimistic, because we are getting some gems in amongst the incoming ones. Like I said, we are getting the Maddisons, the Porros, the Van der Vens. These are good signings. Udogie's a good signing. Vicario's a good signing. So I think we can get it right, but it's going to be this summer. It's going to be a huge one for us. I think it's either a massive disappointment and we know we're going nowhere yet again, or we really do start back in Ange, and then we will see the football coming. Because at the moment we're picking teams where some of these players just can't do it. And at the moment, some of the ones that can do it are struggling with form after coming back from injury. Maddison has always taken time to get back into the swing of things. Kane used to as well when he had an injury layoff. It'd usually take 4 or 5 games to get back into the swing of it and then go on to his usual self. Van der Ven was an anomaly, wasn't he? Because long injury layoff, comes back into the team. It's like he's never been missing. It's like he never had that injury. He was so ready to go. Meanwhile, Palace, we're going to play Palace, who we should easily beat. Are we confident they're doing it? I'm not. We should do it, but right now, the team's struggling. Let's face it, we're just not playing well. I don't think that's a tactical thing either. I think that is purely down to players are just not doing what they can do. You look at the way we attack. There's so little imagination in it. It's so slow and ponderous. And we know if you know what Ange's football's about, it's about getting into the attack really swiftly. And we're not doing that. He's surely not coaching it that way. So players, what's the excuse for it? Is there an excuse for it? Are they tired? Is it because they're carrying little injuries? They lost some confidence in recent weeks? I don't know. It's just not right at the moment. And I think we need that influx of new blood at the club in the summer. And that's the thing that's really going to turn it round. Until then, I think we're going to have more of the same. Hopefully, the likes of Maddison gets his mojo back quickly. If he does, I think we'll be in for a good little run in. But again, more injuries, and we're in the same boat we were in after that horrendous Chelsea result.
And that's how thin the wire we're walking on. Even when we have this full 11 back, that's why I was on We Are Tottenham TV, and they were like, "Are we favorites to win top 4?" And I said, "No, I don't think we are. I think 5th." Maybe even 6th, depending what happens with Villa and United, because I think there's a few ways I look at it. And real quick, before I keep going, George, big up, gifting a membership. Let me see if I can scroll up and find who got that membership from George. Big up, George. Another gifted membership to Feared Alf. Big up, Feared Alf. Welcome to the family. And David Shear gifting 5 memberships. Big up, David Shear, my friend from Down Under. Good morning. Shout out Steve D, Chaotic Rager, Tolly, Tony Rodriguez, and Fred. Big up to all 5 of yous, actually, I should say, for being gifted a membership. Dubs in the chat for David. Dubs in the chat for George. And again, dubs in the chat for our continued sponsor of A User. With a £2 dono, says, "I want some Jonathan David in our team, the Canadian striker who I believe plays for Lille. Lyle? Lille?
Yeah. I don't know what to make of him. He could be a good player. I have doubts. Yeah, we do have a tendency to start hyping up players that we might sign just in case we get them, don't we? But need to do something different. I think we need something to mix something up. Need a little bit more unpredictability in the forward line, I think. Is he the answer? Might help. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. He is the profile of a striker, I think, that could come into this side in the way that we play and be effective. But again, I kind of agree. He's done it at a French level. When I see him play for Canada, he's pretty good, but sometimes he goes missing. I don't know. I feel like his price tag would be pretty hefty, so I don't really know what he where we're at there. Big up Becky in the house as well. David Shear's got a comment here. Says, what do we do well then? We hear the negatives. What are the positives?
It's difficult to pick on positives or negatives if we're really erratic, because we can do really good things in one match and then really bad things in the same match. So I think when we're getting it right, our pressing's fantastic. When everybody's fit and raring to go, full of energy, and we're just swarming all over the other team, that goes really well. I think that we've shown a bit of resilience in games earlier in the season where we were struggling and then found a way to win it anyway. On the negative side, you could say that's disappeared in the last few games or last few months, where we should be getting something out of it and then we've thrown it away. So it's too erratic. So I think overall you just got to say we are looking better at times. We're seeing little glimpses of what it could be like. We're just going to put it all together consistently. And if you got a squad where only sort of 30% of the players are up to the task, then you're going to struggle. And I think that's what we're seeing. We knew our squad was paper thin at the start of the season. We knew injuries could derail everything, and they have. And we're still struggling with that. Like I said, Maddison coming back, he still needs time to get his form back. You can't drop him in the meantime because we've got nobody else like it. So play them through it and just get on with it. We're just got to hope players stay fit till the end of the season and we get this settled team performances week after week. The results in that case don't actually matter so much. It's not like we're going to get relegated or anything. So I prefer to see.
You know what's crazy, Kuva? Real quick, you just mentioned the R word, and I got put on Twitter, which if they're watching this, shout out, I guess, for putting me in this random fucking group I didn't ask to be put in. But they put me in some random Twitter group, and the first thing I see is someone saying, I wouldn't mind getting relegated because the venues would be better and we could win the league. And he was saying he'd prefer us to be relegated so he could enjoy it for a season. And I've read that, and I was like, surely no one fucking agrees with this. And the next 3-4 messages were like, yeah, I would like that too, because then less tourists would show up. Less tourists would be taking our away tickets, and we could actually go to these great venues and enjoy it more than if we go into these dead Premier League grounds. And bro, I was like, leave group immediately. What the fuck is going on in here?
I'll tell you, Jacob, there's something there, because I will speak from experience there. When I first started watching Spurs, I saw us get relegated, and that was the worst experience I've ever had at Spurs. But I also saw us get promoted, and that was a fun season. So there's actually something to be said for it.
No, Kuva, no.
Is it going to? Well, when that did happen to us, we got relegated. We bounced back, came back up into the top division, and then won 2 FA Cups back-to-back, followed by a UEFA Cup, because we had that momentum, we had that forward roll. The team were believing they were going to win week in, week out. But we're not in that situation. We're 5th. We still win a lot more games than we lose. We've already got something to build on. You don't go to the point where if you're in, like, say, Everton's place or something, and you're just hovering above the relegation zone. Well, not even Everton at the moment. Who's right down there at the moment, but not quite low enough. Crystal Palace, say, but they might.
Brentford too. Don't forget about them dusty ass bees.
They could actually benefit from doing that, dropping down, build the momentum up, come bursting back up into the division. the trouble is, it's the money talks nowadays, so it's much more likely. But purely as a fan, you want to see your team win all the time. A promotion run is actually a fun thing. You ask any fans from other teams.
Leeds is having a ball right now.
Yeah.
Leeds having fun. Them and Leicester.
It's winning something, isn't it? Something matters. You've achieved something at the end of the season that isn't just
knowing us, bro. We would come in second. We'd avoid so we wouldn't get the promotion trophy. We wouldn't get the playoff trophy. We'd be right there in the fucking. We got promoted, but we didn't win shit.
No. We'd finish something like we'd win it. Or we'd finish second. Then we'd find the Premier League's only taking one team in this season because they're cutting down.
To make room for City's extra team because they won another team in the Premier League.
We've done Lasagna Gate in the past, so what would we have this time? Something different. Taco Gate.
I'll take the Taco Gate. I like some tacos. Big up David Shear also says, for me, I'll answer this question. David Shear's a big-time supporter, so I'm treating this sort of like a super chat. We hear the negatives. What's the positives? A positive that I can remember most recently, matches like Brentford, matches like Manchester United, we get punched in the mouth and we don't fucking quit. We get punched in the mouth again and we don't quit. And for me, while we should have won that United match, we got punched in the mouth twice, came back in both of those instances. So that showed me that like we have some buoyancy. But I would say the rubber band's getting stretched thin because Wolves, we got punched, didn't do shit. And then we came out in the second half and was like, ooh, look at this. And then didn't do shit. And we lost. To me, that didn't show the positive thing that I'm talking about. But when you ask what are the positives, I'll say one of them is our reluctancy to give up, whether we're winning or losing. How about that?
Yeah, it's good. Good team spirit, isn't there?
And the chemistry in the chemistry in the locker room has been improving as well.
Did you see what Hugo Lloris said about the club when he left?
I did. I had that bookmarked actually. Let me see if I can find it. Good stuff. I'll actually see if I can find it. Because Hugo Lloris did have some reflective thoughts, and I thought it was good. I don't think I actually had a chance to bring it up in a stream.
He was definitely bigging up what Ange is doing there, and the kind of football that they're trying to get to play there.
I had that one. Yeah, here it is. I got it.
I think with
wrong fucking tab.
I think with go on. Let's do this bit.
So Hugo Lloris says, quote, with the change of managers after Mauricio Pochettino left in 2019, the club also changed the way of playing football. The fans were not happy with the way we used to play, but by bringing in Ainge, we can see that there is a real positive impact, not only because of the results, but also because the fans are enjoying the way the team plays. It's what the fans demand. It's an attractive football with risk, aggression, and dominant possession. When you look at how the squad has changed in the 3 years, it's very different. Tottenham are now young with legs and personality. Everybody enjoys watching Tottenham, and the credit belongs to Ainge. Was this the quote?
Yeah, that was the one. You get the feeling that was said a few weeks ago, though, don't you?
Before it was definitely. Let's see when this came out. He had a great debut for LAFC though in the MLS. He had some great. Bro, he actually did like an Ederson style pass, and I was like, where the fuck was that? For Tottenham, he did like he saved it. He comes running out to the end of the box, fucking drop kick, boo, shoots it all the way to the front line. I was like, damn, we could have used some of that, Hugo. He's having a good time. But this came out February 23rd, so 5 days ago. But who knows? He probably did. Who knows when he actually did say it? Benny guy with an all caps comment. I would say if you want me to pay more attention to it, I'm not going to read all that, but I'm happy for you, whatever happened, or I'm sorry to hear that happened, but I'm not reading all that. I'm definitely not reading all that. Big up Graham says, Kuva, how many league grounds have you been to?
Actually, quite a lot. I used to do a lot of away trips, but I'm one of these ones, these football fans that I'm not just about Spurs. I like watching lower league games as well. So when it used to be sort of even late 90s, out of the 92 league grounds, I think at the time, I had been to 86 of them. So I've done I've done, things like Edgar Street with Hereford United, who got a soft spot for, who don't exist anymore. The Hereford, go up to watch Lincoln and places like that, Darlington, midweek games, and pick little clusters of fixtures just so you can say you've been to that ground and seen it. So I've watched some dreadful football over the years as well. This is why when we're not firing very well, I'm not too disheartened by it, because I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah, I can imagine if you've seen us relegated that you've had some rough fucking stretches of games. So I could see.
Yeah, a lot more teams come into the league since then, but that I haven't been to, and I haven't been to games for years now. So yeah, I'm missing it all. But yeah, going out on the road, it used to be so much fun. Didn't matter if you won or lost in a lot of ways, because it's all about the experience. You go, get in a car with a few of your friends, go out to some far and distant place, and you got a few memories of the trip rather than the football. But yeah, it can be taxing, and it's tiring, and it's expensive. So it's a lifestyle.
Sounds like a good time. Yeah. I would love to live that lifestyle if I was like a young, single, no kids, and I had expendable income. I would love to live like that. Would be a fun way to spend your week. Where are we going next? And then you get into I would love Europa. I would love Conference League, because you go to fucking who knows where the fuck Brussels. Yeah, I can't even think of like Bulgaria. Maybe you go play in Bulgaria. That sounds like fun. Go to Red Star Belgrade and shit. Fucking
yeah.
That sounds like fun. Like a
some of the I didn't so much go with Spurs, but I mean I've been to matches in around Europe and around the world, in fact. But I think there's some that really stand out for me. I'm really annoyed I never got to see the San Siro. I would have loved that. But the big
they're not tearing it down. They changed that, so they're not going to tear it down.
I'm not going to get over there now. I think I'm going to rule that one out, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the one that really stands out for me when it's not Spurs has to be Dortmund. It's an amazing stadium. It's so much fun being there. Just the atmosphere, the feeling of like it feels like you looked after. It feels like they care about your enjoyment rather than just shoveling you in there to make money off you. Yeah, something about it. German football generally is really a lot of fun as well.
I mentioned Red Star Belgrade because I think we played them in Champions League. I think it was with Jose Mourinho, and it was in the Amazon Prime documentary. And I just remember the atmosphere. I was like, if I'm one of them players, I'm actually kind of scared. They seem scary. The Serbian fans, they seem very
Turkish as well. Really,
I'll
crazy.
tell you what, I'd be scared. I remember watching. I was like, I'd actually kind of be scared to go out there and play, even if you're just a goalkeeper, just standing there hearing those fuckers all game screaming at you. I can only imagine the atmosphere. Big up Igor.
Some of those big matches we used to see the likes of Man United going over to play in Turkey, and they play someone like Galatasaray, and all the fans would be out there saying "Welcome to Hell" on a banner and things like that. And
they do that now in the MLS, so it's a little bit died down for me.
Some of the Turkish grounds, they used to have like the bloke come out with the PA, and he's geeing up the fans in the middle of the pitch, waving a big flag around, getting the chants going, and the fans are buying into it. And I thought, I'd love some of that. I'd love to see that sort of thing at our ground, but it's not going to happen. It's turning into that hostile environment for the opposition. And I think we're too much like, oh, come on, family day out now, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit too friendly. Yeah, it doesn't have that same feel, I would say. Not at all. But look.
David Shear's right as well, saying about Argentinian football. Yes, South American football, of course. That's crazy atmospheres. I'd love to experience some of that. I doubt I'm ever going to, though.
We got the trumpet instead, Kuva. Don't worry. Is what Phil Coy says. I like that. Don't you worry. We got that fucking trumpet. I saw this, Kuvan. I want to get your thoughts on it. So yesterday they announced there's been amendments to 3 of our April fixtures. And so I saw this tweet and I saved it. says this confirms that the Chelsea away rescheduling will be in the awful period for us. We're going to have we're really going to have this 4-week run. Newcastle away, Man City at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Liverpool away. That's really going to be part of our stretch. They're going to squeeze Chelsea somewhere in there in the most inopportune time for us. Honestly, do they hate us, Kuva? I think they hate us.
I'll tell you, I've been dabbling with this conspiracy theory stuff about us for a while, but I'm sure fans from other clubs all do the same with their club. But I've noticed at the times when we haven't had European football, and we're supposed to have this benefit of not having a midweek match. So what happens is the Premier League will make us play on a Sunday or a Monday, and then we play on the Friday. So instead of having a whole week off, we're having to condense the games into a short period again. Then we have a long layoff, and then they condense the games into 3 days again. And it feels like we're being manipulated so we don't get the rest time we could have had, just so we don't get an advantage on others. But that's very that's very tinfoil hat time, and I'm sure it happens to lots of others. Of course, it's going to be to do with TV, a lot of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if we've got everybody back fit and firing, then that little run of games could be an awful lot of fun as well. That's the way I'm going to look at it.
Do you think there's any way that Tottenham Hotspur throw a couple wrenches into this title race that these three fuckers are having?
Absolutely. You only have to look at what's happened at the start of the season. We've taken points off. We took points off Arsenal. We took points off Liverpool. We took points off Man City, Newcastle. It's only that Chelsea result that's really gone against us. Now, people will make excuses for Liverpool. You know, we're down to 9 men. Funny, if we go down to 9 men, apparently that doesn't matter. But if Liverpool do, it does matter. So take the rough with the smooth. It all evens out at the end of the season. I think we've got a big say in who wins the title. It's obviously not going to be us. We've dropped too many points now. It was a fun little run while we were in it, but reality has crept in, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, it ruins everything. That. So yeah, I'll look at that run of fixtures, and I'm looking Arsenal at home. If we lose all the rest of it and just win that one to stop them winning the league, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It'll be horrible watching all the losses, but if we know that we stop them from getting that title, that's a nice feeling. But to be honest,
I hope we do. I hope we win that match versus Arsenal.
I genuinely think we'll beat Newcastle. I do think we're going to beat Chelsea.
At Stamford Bridge.
At Stamford Bridge, I really do. I've just got this feeling about it. I think we'll be looking at either by that point the possibility of them with a new manager or without one, or Posh under incredible pressure, and us looking to get a bit of revenge there. Liverpool don't give us much hope against, if I'm honest. I really don't.
They are going to be so. They have brought up the date that we played them since the fucking game we won versus them. They're going to be so angry at us. They're, if they have all their weapons back as well.
Depends how many players they got fit.
If it's all them fucking kids, they're not going to remember that we stomped up on them. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's all them kiddos.
Yeah, they got some real talent in that squad, haven't they?
They unfortunately.
That's what happens when you are up in the top of the league and thereabouts for a long period of time. You do develop your club, and you do get great youngsters coming in. City have done it. It took them a while to do it. It didn't happen overnight for City. It's quite a while before the likes of Phil Foden suddenly came into the team. But it does happen. That's what we've got to strive to be. We've got to look at these clubs like Liverpool, look at Man City. That's where to be. Even if we haven't got their Man City's kind of money to throw at it like they had, we've got to find another way of doing it. We've just got to buy more sensibly. All this money we have been spending, we have been spending a lot, but some of the players we do sign with the money are just not there, are they? They're just poor. We've got to be a little bit more clever with that, and we can actually keep pushing for it. We're not going to instantly win the league just with a change of tactics and then one summer transfer window. We're going to need several here. It's going to take a little bit of patience, but what we've got to see, big up to Alex, actually, Mr. Box Office, because he's consistently said it, and one thing I really agree with, no matter what happens, next season, our players have to have improved. We must be better than we were this season. If we don't do that, we're going backwards or we're treading water, and that's the harsh facts. So I want to see us actually getting up and amongst them. And instead of having these little periods where other teams are suddenly going, oh, it's Tottenham, I don't fancy this, they've got all their players back. I want that to be the norm. I want them to look at White Hart Lane, them coming at any competition and thinking, this isn't going to be easy. Even when it's Man City, even when it's Liverpool. That's what we've got to look at. Because right at the moment, they're looking at a really inconsistent team. I'm thinking, we'll probably be okay there, but they might turn up. We've got to have it. We are going to turn up. You've got to have a game. And that's going to be consistent. So we're quite a way off at the moment, though.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all it is. So have a bit of fun to the end of the season. And if we, like I said, get those players back fit, let's have a go at them. Maybe we get a few little fun results out of that.
I think we will. I think this stretch to us right now looks scary and crazy, but by the time we get there, we could be hitting our form with our starting 11, and then we might be able to see what we could get. Hey, who knows? We might just start knocking points off all of them, make things real interesting. For me personally, fuck Arsenal to the highest degree.
Big up, Cody.
I hope. Big up Cody Mack every single time. This is 2 days in a row Cody Mack has been in the chat. I feel so blessed. And before I keep going, there's over 100 people across all 3 platforms. You frauds. Make sure you are liking the video, because I just checked, Kuva. Guess the ratio. 137 votes. Guess how many likes? There's 137 votes. Guess how many likes?
How many likes? Oh, it's only going to be about 60 likes, isn't it?
It's actually more, so I'm glad you lowballed me. I feel better now. There's 89 likes, but here's the thing, Kuva. 130 some odd people have voted, but they didn't just hit a like on the video. And this is the new rule I'm doing at the channel. If we don't hit 100 likes, Chewy's not going to eat. Do you want this dog to eat some food? Do you want this dog to eat some food? You better get the likes up. And then I challenge them to do better. You get this video to 150 likes, I'll give him a piece of my dinner. I'll take a photo of it, and I'll show it. I did.
You did say you were going to be shameless. So, yeah, that's
if you want
really going extra mile.
If you want this dog to eat some food tonight, I better see this thing on 100 likes.
And if I mean, you're right. Do they really want that little dog to come up with his eyes wide open, little tears in there because he's hungry? And
he's going to do the whimpering at night, and it's all. It got cold in El Paso overnight, so he's going to be cold, shivering, hungry. And do you want that?
And he's going to be.
That's on your conscience.
He's going to be coming to his daddy, and his daddy just being like, "Well, we didn't get the likes, Chewy. I mean,
we didn't get the likes up, Chewy. This is what you get for dinner: double birds." But I'm just kidding. He's a fat fuck. He knows he's going to get fed. He's a bastard. But I like to put that on people's conscience. Hey. Well, if you're not going to like the video for the free content we've given you over an hour and 40 minutes, then maybe you'll like it so Chewy can eat. How about that? And I said also, we are not far from 4K now here on the channel. So if we hit 4K, I'm going to get a Chewy cam. And that way we have a Chewy call-in on every show. I'm going to set that up. If we get to 4K. Now, if we don't get to 4K ever, then Chewy's actually not going to eat. He's not going to be on stream. Fuck it. I may as well just open the door and let him run.
You could do a Chewy's food dish stream, couldn't you? You know, you've got to get the likes up, and it gets filled if it reaches a certain amount of likes.
Well, I just refreshed. We got over 100 likes. Chewy's eating tonight. People love animals. That's what I'm saying. It actually the dangling Chewy's not going to eat dinner. You know, people like the video for that, and I appreciate that. So I'm gonna give Chewy some food tonight. He's gonna eat dinner, but we'll see. Does he get a piece of Daddy's dinner tonight? Well, I don't know. We're on 101 likes, so we're almost there. Big up Hugo. Says big up Jacob and Kuva. Come on, you Galapagos Islands. I love the Galapagos Islands. Great shout out, Hugo. Big up George says, hit the like button, please. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, no, he says, hit the like button, please, guys. We'll take that as well. Big up Moataz Ravi in the house. Yanis says, question for your plan. Do you think we would be happy with a cup win from 2 finals next year, followed by a treble and a quad following years? Treble, quad, I don't give a fuck what precedes it. I'll do it. I ain't talking P. Diddy, but I'll do it. All right. Have you heard what's going on with P. Diddy?
We're doing all of it.
Yeah, we're doing it all. I like that.
Well, we get to the point where Chewy doesn't get fed unless we're winning the quadruple.
I have pre-recorded Chewy opinion with his cam and a funny voice from you. I can have pre-recorded. I don't know what that means. You can have pre-recorded Chewy opinion? What the fuck? Anytime I ask for his opinion, this is what he does. He just lays there. We're here for Chewy, Jacob, not you. This is true because Kuva, I don't know if you saw yesterday, I was doing a quick little solo stream, and everyone was like, "Where's Chewy? This isn't the same without Chewy. Why no Chewy?" And I was like, "Y'all really want me to text my wife and get Chewy dropped off in here?" And so I did, and then he arrived, and bro, the viewers started going up. So I really think the Chewy cam can be a game changer. So let's hit 4K, hit a subscribe, share the video, like the video.
It's like with Sean Butler. You know his channel. It was doing okay, but as soon as he gets the dog walks built into it,
yeah, skyrocketed.
Absolutely, and he knows it. Big up to Sean as well, just in case he's watching.
Big guy, he's probably asleep by now. He can't stay up late. He's a softie. Timmy says, crowd fund Kuva to the San Sito. Let's do that. Kuva, you should start something like a crowdsourcing. Like
good.
Like we do like a 24-hour stream, raise money to send Kuva to the San Sito. They've told me that I should do that to get a PS5, and I just think that's shameless. If I'm going to do a 24-hour stream, I'm going to be sleeping for half of it, and then the 12 hours that I am awake, I would probably try to crowdsource getting me to the UK, to be honest, because I want to go. I need to go. So that'd be fun. But big up everybody in the chat. Check if you're subscribed, folks, for Chewy. If y'all want Chewy, like a better camera angle of Chewy, I can get one. I might even fucking buy a light and just splash it on him because he's a dark colored dog, and when the lights aren't too bright, he don't show up. So you know what? We'll get that thing sorted out. But look, I got a little bit more to get to before we keep on going. Let me share this tab and let's switch up the view to this. No, wait. There we go. Figured it out. Says here, Tottenham are aiming, per Miguel Delaney, I don't know who the fuck that is, but he says Tottenham are aiming to make a wide forward their major summer signing, with Wolves' Pedro Neto and Crystal Palace's Eze currently the two main targets. The decision may be made for them, however, as Manchester City are currently seen as the likeliest destination for Eze. The price tag was revealed, $70 million for Pedro Neto, and I think I remember doing a stream really looking into his Premier League appearances and goals and what he's done, et cetera, et cetera. What do you think? Who do you like from these two? Would you take either? 70 mil, is it?
Pedro Neto's a hell of a player, but he does spend an awful lot of the time injured, doesn't he? That's the only thing that would concern me. Eze, I think, is a fantastic player. I'll definitely take him. I think he's got a bundle of tricks, creativity, unpredictability. Yeah, I think he'd be a great fit for us. Both would. I'll take them both in a heartbeat. If money's no object, just go and get them. Way better than some of the players we've got at the moment.
I agree. I think the Neto thing, the injury part, does concern me ever so slightly. Because
you timed out Harry Spence. He was getting really weird.
I did time him out. Just because like, bro, be creative. He can't even spell. He can't even crack jokes.
It's like a game, though. You try and decipher what he means to say. It's like a sort of cryptic crossword or something.
This guy is fucking... Bro, he doesn't show up until you do. He's never here throughout the week. I have all type of guests on and nothing. And then all of a sudden...
It's one of those ones with the multiple accounts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably watching, commenting from a different one. Then he sees Kuva show up. Denounce Ainge? What the fuck is that? I don't even denounce Ainge.
Yeah,
I love Ainge. I believe in it.
Big Ange Postecoglou fan, so I'm going to denounce him. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? That's somebody who's paying attention.
Get Chewy a rubber chicken that looks like the Spurs logo. Hugo, you get Chewy a rubber chicken that looks like the Spurs logo, and I'll give it to him. But you gotta do that. Cormac says crowd fund for Kuva to go to Tibet to learn kung fu with Shaolin monks for a whole year.
Oh, hell yeah.
That sounds cool as hell too.
Yeah,
sounds.
Yeah, I'd lose some weight on that kind of diet as well.
On a kung fu diet?
Yeah, how could you not? I'd love to go to Tibet anyway. What an amazing place!
Isn't the capital of Tibet Bangkok?
No.
What's the capital of Bangkok? Or what's Bangkok the capital of? Because that was a joke in school. Thailand. Okay, because that was a joke in school. You go around, you be like, "Hey, bro, do you know what the capital of Thailand is?" And like, what? And you smack, and you say Bangkok, and you give them a little nut check. That's something they did.
I can't remember the capital of Tibet. I remember for some reason. I remember Outer Mongolia as Ulaanbaatar, but I don't know why that stuck.
Tottenham says would avoid both if we can get Nico Williams. Nico Williams, I'm a big time admirer of.
Another good player. Yeah, there's plenty around there to choose from.
This is saturated. We're talking about picking up Timo Werner option.
I would go absolutely nuts if we signed Kvaratskhelia from I think he's Georgian player, isn't he?
So yeah, the Georgian. They call him the Georgian Messi. He's phenomenal. We were linked with him before he became a superstar.
Yeah.
I think Jose Mourinho wanted him, and we were like, nah. I also have this from Cody Mack. It's talking about Jack Grealish, Man City problems, and now they're talking about Jack Grealish may be out in the market. Cody says, quote, Spurs currently coming up on 10 to 15 million short of Manchester City's valuation. And then he does a sarcastic quote, Spurs to make Werner move permanent after negotiating a 14 million transfer fee. So the difference that we didn't want to spend on Jack Grealish is the amount that we would spend. These jokes don't write themselves, y'all. Cody Mack does. That was a pretty good one. I have some Sun stats here. As a left winger, 10 games, 3 goals, 4 assists. Kulusevski, 23 games, 6 goals, 2 assists. Brennan Johnson, 22 games, 3 goals, 4 assists. Werner, 5 games, 0 goals, 2 assists. So in Sun's 10 games as a left winger, he has done more in less amount of time than, or he's done equal to Brennan Johnson, rather. And then he's also done more than Werner, but he's also had more games than Werner, so that's not really fair. That's actually not really fair. But the whole point of this tweet was comparing Son's left-wing stats to the other Tottenham wingers. And it says Son Heung-min is still the best winger player at this club. Stop the fucking disrespect. Stop it. Just stop it. You know? That's what I say. Suicide Ball, raise your standards. We don't need purple patch Sonny.
He switched accounts.
There it is. You can't even spell suicide ball. It's suicide ball. As a season ticket holding since 1962, I've never seen a manager more out of his depth than Ainge. Says suicide ball.
Really? Big Ryan Mason fan, are you?
You know what else I want to say to suicide ball? If this is true, that's great. But if you are the guy that I just timed out, you know what? I'm not going to play the clip. You're not worth the clip. You know what? Yes,
and the donkey's like, that's the donkey. You're a donkey.
Yeah, that's the donkey, and that is you. Look, I brought that up. I think let's check in with the polls, shall we? Well, this was the final result. So let me check in with Cody Max. I think it's about to end. Gun to your head. If you had to decide now, would you buy Werner for 16 million? 51% says yes. Over 51%, Kuva says right now they will sign Timo Werner. Right now they will sign Timo Werner.
Oh, it depends how you read the question, doesn't it? If you have a gun held to your head, will you sign Timo Werner? Yeah. So it's actually then really bad because the rest of the people, even with that threat, they still wouldn't.
Raise your standards. Big up what's first, King. Big up Lisa says big up Jacob and Kuva. Big up Lisa. Tonino says, let's be honest, Ainge Ball's not far away from famous 5 Aussie ball.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, he's got a fair point at the moment. When it's not working, it doesn't look good, does it? When it is working, it looks fantastic. We will see because this needs to be built. Can't happen overnight. We know that.
Big up Cody Mack. Just says, Kuva, he's got that gun to your head. Gun to your head. You said no on your way in, but now with the proposition of a armed firearm in your face, now you're going to sign the guy. How quick you flip-flop. Be strong.
I'll tell you what, let's put it this way. If it was Timo Werner holding the gun to my head saying, will you sign me for 16 million? I would still say no because he's probably going to miss.
Oh, good one, yeah. Right in front of you. Look at you. You know, and it's interesting. Like there was another a big Spurs content creator I was watching. His name's Tobes. Tap in Tobes. He does a lot of stuff for Spurs YouTube in that sense, and he put out a video, and there's a good point that he made that I've been banging on about. This time last year, how many people said, I don't care if we lose. I just want to see us go for it. I don't give a fuck if we're not winning matches. I just want to see progressive attacking, a philosophy, yada, yada. There's a lot of Spurs content creators, Spurs Twitter fingers that were all saying these things last year, at this time last year, a fucking year ago, saying, I'm so sick of Conte. I'm so sick of the way we play. I'm sick of Jose, sick of Nuno, sick of this thing that we're doing. I want a guy coming in here, risking it all for the fucking biscuit. Win, lose, or draw. That's what I want to see. And now that they're getting what they fucking wanted, Kuva, now it's, oh, well, I wanted this, but not like this. I wanted it like this. And it's like,
well, to be fair, there are similarities between this time right now and what we saw with Conte. And the similarity is the team is playing poorly. It doesn't matter what style of play you choose on. It doesn't matter if you play with a very high line with only 2 recognised central defenders sat on the halfway line with everybody else pushing forward. You can do that if you play it well. But if you play it badly, you're going to get beaten. You can play a very defensive game, sit on the edge of your own box and get beaten every week as well. Look at Sheffield United. The tactic isn't helping them, is it? You at the end of the day, if you've got poor players or players not playing up to the best of their ability, you're in trouble. And that's what we're seeing right now. So we just got to have a squad with more depth, more competition for places, and better starting 11. It's that simple. You're just not going to get anywhere until that sort of element to our squad is raised. There's no point with the rest of it. I can't expect Emerson Royale to be one of the best wing backs in the game. He's never going to get there. Never.
I agree with you. Harry Spence is back from his 5-minute timeout. Hope you learned your lesson, Harry. Says, somebody help me. If replay can hear me, I'm not. If not, I'm being censored. Yeah. I just said it live and direct, Harry Spence, you fraud.
The government did it.
The government. Big brother, big sister, all that. They shut you down, my friend. Big up Panda Ball. I'll get you on the next show. I don't have too much longer. I would hate to have you on and then say, hey, Panda Ball, great to have you. And that's going to do it for episode 161. But look, we are going to end off, but over 500 votes, Kuva. 51% says sign Timo Werner. That's what they're saying. It's crazy to me. But let's see what the poll in the YouTube chat says.
We're just getting rid of some, like I said, that is getting rid of some dead wood and just filling it back up with some more dead wood.
Exactly. And this is the last thing I will say about the Timo Werner thing is I said in the beginning of the show, but if you happen to not be here when I was saying it, was I'm not mad about the Timo Werner loan deal. It was a stopgap for 6 months, and that's fine because what does he do well? The most average basic things you ask of a winger. He can do those fine. Maybe, but fine sometimes. And I'm going to say this. What's your obsession with Ainge? Harry Spence is on your throat, Kuva.
Can just throw that straight back at you. What's your obsession with Ainge?
What's your obsession with Kuva?
You're not
actually, I know what your obsession with Kuva
You're not
is.
even Spurs, are you?
Probably not.
Of course
but
not.
I lost my train of thought. But my point was something. What the fuck was I talking about, Kuva? It was.
Our eyes were blinded by that quality comment from such a good
just so distracted. I don't, real shitty comments, real creative comments, they both distract me the same, I will say. Really, really bad at hosting in that regard. But my point, I remember now. Timo Werner, if we make this permanent, if we're going to have him for 3 years, let's say, I would say halfway through next season, we're going to be like, wow, we should sell this guy. Just like we're doing with Brandon Johnson, just like we're doing with Charlton. And we'll be stuck with him. He'll be another name on the list of Højbjergs and Skips and Ben Davies. And it used to be Dyer and Lloris. These guys we couldn't fucking... And Dombele. We still have to figure out where we're doing with him. 170,000 is what he's making right now.
Exactly.
So it's got to be somewhere in and around that. To me, no fucking way. But... look, 50-some% is saying yay. It's crazy to me. I've got obsession. It's a nice scent. Big up, George.
Oh, wait. Harry Spence, he says he's partying with Lee Gunnar.
I think this person's not okay.
Hope he kisses you nicely.
Hope he tucks you in real sweet as well, Harry Spence. Big up Casually FC for the Casually FC raid. Big up Marshall, Chelsea fan. We have a good time on American Waffle there on Staffy TV. Big up Marshall, my friend. Thank you for the raid. If you are over here from Marshall and you're a Chelsea fan, you're like, why the fuck did he send me to a Spurs fan? Hey, that's just because a real recognize real. But make sure you do hit a like. We are on the road to 4K. Look, there's been over 150 votes in the poll. 154 votes. That is enough people to get Chewy to eat some of my dinner tonight. He's already getting fed because we got over 100 likes. Them's the rules. Chewy gets fed at 100 likes. 109 likes. But before dinner, if I see that we're on 150 likes, guess what? Chewy's going to get some of that dinner as well.
You know what you should do? Make recordings of Chewy with an empty bowl looking at it. Make one with a bowl full
this
and
is
him.
A good idea.
And you can just bring it up on channel when, this is what's going to happen.
I need to write this down. This is great content. My wife just said, hi, Boo, are you almost... My wife's like, hey, are you almost done? Yes, but idea. Video, Chewy, happy and eating... then also sad and hungry. Yes, wrote it down. I'm using that. Y'all gonna get hit with something nice. Speaking of those who did just come on over from the raid, sorry, but we did just hit 2 hours on the stream, which is absolutely crazy considering we ain't played in fucking 2 weeks and we don't play for another fucking 3 days or something like that. So big up Cooley Nathan says big up Spurs trophy cabinet. It's funny you say this because I had a tweet saved for something like this in the sense that something like this would arise, and I'm actually going to show this because as much to you're probably around 15 16 years old and on Twitter, and typically those people use the trophy cabinet thing. Most successful clubs, trophies won by English clubs. Liverpool just became number 1 with that latest trophy win. And you can see Tottenham here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are 6th with 26 trophies. So we do have trophies, just not one since 2008. And not an FA Cup since 1991 when I was technically 1 year old. So while it is embarrassing, Let's not be liars. Let's not be unfactual here. All right. We do have trophies. I'm partying in Lee Gunner's mansion. What are you doing? This guy, I think he's not okay. Can someone who knows this guy, y'all give him a hug, man? Harry Spence is sleeping on Lee Gunner's pad. This guy's upset. I don't know what's going out. I don't know what's going on. Big up murder Tommy Robinson. Hopefully Tommy Robinson's not a real guy.
Wait a minute. This bloke is partying and bragging about how good it is, and he's drinking them up words. Most expensive.
But he's partying in a mansion with Lee Gunner right now, and he's commenting, listening to us. Really weird. Really, really weird. You know, it's really strange behavior there. Someone check on Harry Spence. But again, you are a donkey.
Then again,
You're a disgrace.
I remember I live fairly close to Bournemouth, and the train station. They always used to have this old guy there with a guitar, and the raincoat held together with string, and he thought he was Elvis Presley. So why not go out, carry on with your partying, mate?
Yeah, keep having fun. That's what I say. I'm from North London, you mug. I just said don't murder Tommy Robinson, you bitch. You fucking asshole. Congratulations being from North London. That's great. I can't wait to see you when I get out there. But I said don't murder Tommy Robinson, and you're calling me a mug. This is when I know the show has gone on for too long. It must be a great party. Lee's throwing. Let's go see who's on live, and we'll fucking talk shit in their chat. That's funny. Who's Tommy Robinson? This is a G.
He's a sort of far right activist. Sort of the nationalist sort of groups. I think he's links with a bad crowd generally.
Love it.
Fascist type.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you should change your name to Pimp Slap him, so that way I can endorse it and say do that if you see him. Because Moida, I don't support Moida personally. That's just my vibe. But look, that is going to do it for the show. We're talking about fucking murder and some guy who's a fascist. I hate fascists, but I don't support Moida. But look, y'all, this has been a weird, crazy show, but we've been blessed with Kuva's appearance, and how fortunate are we. I am going to end the show there. This has been episode 161, but I would be remiss. You know what? Hold that time out.
Harry says Lee Gunner's laughing at me. Oh no, a gunner is laughing at me.
Destiny Udogie. Oh yes. Oh, Destiny Udogie Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
I don't know. Why does it matter so much to me that what some other fan thinks from another club? Oh wait, it doesn't, does it? Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. What a loser. Anyway, I have set up a redirect to send y'all on over to Bajan Reds, good friends of the channel, Liverpool supporters. If you get on over there, just say Jacob Raid and Howdy Doody. Give them a subscribe and all that fun stuff. But look, let me say thank you so much to the sponsors of tonight's show. We got Panda Ball, George with a membership, a user coming in a lot with double right here. Panda Ball gifting 5 memberships. Bob Down Under with a super chat. George with another membership gifted. A user again. And George again. George and a user. These are frequent flyer names now. Danny Kiriakou came in with, I think, his first super chat on this channel specifically ever. So thank you so much for the Turbo Wiener super chat like that. Panda Ball again with another super chat. George with another gifted membership. And David Shear coming on in gifting 5 members. And to round it all out, we have a user again with a late but great super chat. I appreciate every single one of you who have been in the chat and then also sponsoring today's show.
Oh, come on, that's just a classic. This one.
He said, I'm not a loser. I'm rich in real life.
In real life. Do you think this
I'm
is
in the
real
bathroom,
life?
so that's why I'm in here.
Do you think
is he taking a shit at Lee Gunner's mansion?
I think this is fictional, this channel.
There's my wife. She says, yay. Let me make sure she said she wasn't, she's saying yay in her raid to all the super chatters. So there, I just made my wife a managing moderator on the channel because she got deleted as a mod. I promise it wasn't Big up Mamacita every single time. Phil Coy says, peace out, Jacob and Kuva. Big up Phil Coy. Big up Yanis. Big up everyone who tapped in. Daniel Sandoval's here. Says, big up One Love. Big up Daniel Sandoval. I do have a little redirect on, so if you want some more content, or if you don't, you can just make sure you hit a like and subscribe on this very channel. I'm going to end that poll, and let's see what the final vote is here on United Spurs of America. 46% says, hell no, we can do better. So 46, most of you here voting agree that he is not good enough, and I appreciate that. Meanwhile, everyone on Cody Mack's poll voted yes, and he had more people voting.
I've just been told, Harry Spencer's told me I'll never meet Lee Gunner. Oh no, that's going to ruin my life, that. Somebody I didn't want to meet.
And you're not going to get to. What a...
Yeah.
That sucks. You know what? We'll talk backstage. I'll figure out a way we can get you some hugs, because I know you're going to need it. I know you're going to need some loving. But speaking of loving, I love every single one of you tapped in today. If I can swing it, I'll make sure there's a show tomorrow, but my wife's schedule, I think, is going to be pretty crazy, I think. But, you know, life's funny. You never know. So hit that notification bell. Make sure you are getting notified, because it'll let you know when I'm about to go live and then when I do go live. So if you give a fuck about that, you can make sure you check that you have the bell selected. Also, make sure you are hitting a like. We could hit over 150. Chewy could be eating good tonight. There's 112 votes in the poll, so he is going to eat. We do know that much at least. And look, at the end, all these comments coming in. Lee Gunner would rip Jacob a new one. Bro, I'm married. All right? I'm not interested in Lee Gunner. I am married, Jason99, you absolute bozo. The stripper is calling my name. Good riddance, suckers.
Oh, well, I'll ask him his name first before he stuffed the cash down his pants.
You know, we don't discriminate. If that's what you want, if that's what you're into, Harry, go ahead. Love to you, Jay. Always good to see you, Fifth Elemento. Streaming no filter. Yes, you already know. You already know. But big up everybody. Lee Gunner probably has a restraining order on this fucking guy. And he's over here like, I'm partying with Lee in the bathroom. Yeah. In the bathroom with Lee, man. Woo. Where's my life going?
Oh, we should set him a challenge. Harry Spence, you know, where by the end of the season, say something funny. That'll be a good challenge, I think.
Or at least be creative with just one creative banter comment, please. Instead of saying, hey, I got my knee pads out at Lee Gunner's mansion. Don't worry, I'm in the bathroom right now. But as soon as he's done wiping his ass, as soon as I'm done wiping his ass with my face, then we'll return to the party with apparently strippers there. So hope you're having a good time there, Harry.
It's the stripper Lee.
Jason Lee says Lee doesn't know you, Jacob. That's funny because he's commented on my videos. He's pulled up my face on his YouTube channel and on his Twitter channel. But you know what? You can go ahead and hold that timeout as well. You absolute fraud. It's weird, man. Like these guys, they just pop up out of nowhere. You play one Destiny Udogie clip, and then all of a sudden they just start popping up out of nowhere.
Destiny Udogie. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Udogie Day. Hey. Idiots, man.
There we are.
Clips.
I love that clip. And that was actually him responding to my video saying Happy Destiny Udogie Day. So again, Jason99, you fucking dick licker, you can fuck off. How about that? Hold the fucking L. But everyone who's not Jason or Harry Sucks, or Harry Spence, whatever his name is, y'all are all winners in life. And I want you to know that I think you're beautiful and you're, you know, again, to Jason.
Funky dog head, bitch. How dare you try to tarnish my motherfucking homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get you.
Yeah. Come on down to Texas. You're welcome to fucking squabble with me anytime, you ugly bastard. But until next time, I'll see you on episode 162. This has been a great time. Thank you again to all of the chatters in the chat. Real quick, I'm going to make sure I put Casually as a moderator so that way y'all know. Even though he's a Chelsea fan, he's a supporter of the channel. And we support Casually FC as well. So big up everybody. Make sure that you wouldn't say any of this. Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm ending this. These guys are so stupid. It's so weird.
Why do they think we want to meet him? That's what I don't understand.
And anyone who says that I wouldn't say it to his face, bruh. I get up here every day and I play that clip. Fuck you mean? If I was in Spain tax evading, I'd do it there too. If he comes to America, he wants to come to Texas, he wants to come to me. I'll say it to you, Yorkshire pudding, you fucking loser. Fuck off. Such weirdos, man. What is going on? Like, is it the bigger the channel gets, the more fucking losers like just start showing up and saying weird shit? Like, what is this?
The comments sections always do go weird after a while when the channel gets to a certain size. Yeah,
these people are fucking weird, man. This is so weird.
Sheer volume of people. If the weird ones always stand out the most, so it's going to happen. It'll appear that way. Percentage wise.
If you're watching on playback, you're probably like, where are the chats? I deleted a bunch of these fucking losers because honestly, Yorkshire pudding may be good, but the guy who's using that as his name, he probably still sucks on his mother's tits at night to go to bed. He needs a little fucking give me some comfort. Or he's just
Harry needs a bit of time anyway to get his act together. I mean, he's too busy typing things when he probably needs those hands to help with what he's gobbling.
Oh, he's a gobble monster. And well, that's a great note to end it on, the gobble monster. Look, we've spent way too long talking to these fucking weirdos. Just weirdos. Bro, Lee probably doesn't even know any of them. And they're just going around, you wouldn't say this to Lee. Oh, Lee fucking owns you.
Guess what,
bro.
Lee? Guess what? Lee Gunner doesn't even care.
Yeah. And again, they're always like an Arsenal fan taking the piss out of a Spurs fan. Oh, no. What calamity. What a world we live in.
The only reason Lee Gunner put up that post, about you doing the Udogie Day thing, is because one of the fans went to him to show him that. He didn't go around looking for it. He doesn't give a shit. He's got his own channel.
Yeah. And it's doing well. So go on over there and praise your master, and
in fact, big
make
up
sure
to
you hit the
Lee
like.
Gunner. He can just do his own thing. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever he's doing is clearly working, so keep doing that. And if I'm brought up, I will make clips out of whatever is talked about. Like, yay, Destiny Udogie Day. It's one of my favorite clips. Everyone loves the clip. You know what? That's probably the clip we're going to play before this video actually ends. But before I do that, I do have to go. We're going extremely long, and my wife does need the studio. So as always, folks, I want to say something. I need you to stay blessed. I need you to stay fresh. I need you to up the lads. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Destiny Udogie. Oh, yes. Oh, Destiny Udogie Day. Hey.